Is Bitcoin heading for a summer surge? Experts are divided. Some predict massive gains, while others warn of a summer trap. What's the truth? Find out what these five analysts predict for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the entire crypto market. Don't miss out on the latest price predictions and market insights. In the latest video from Altcoin Daily, Austin discusses Preppy, a crypto project aiming to revolutionize real estate transactions. Preppy, a U.S. licensed title and escrow company, uses blockchain and AI to simplify the buying process, making it faster and cheaper. They've tokenized over $10 billion worth of real estate, including the first ever on-chain sale in Hawaii funded by a Bitcoin-backed loan. The company, backed by Tim Draper and listed on Coinbase and KuCoin, focuses on U.S. markets like Florida, Arizona, and Colorado, with plans to expand into Texas, Tennessee, and California. Preppy aims to increase real estate liquidity, enabling seamless transactions globally. The CEO, Natalia, envisions a future where buying property is as simple as clicking a button. She also highlights the potential impact on developing countries by establishing robust systems for property ownership and investment. Preppy's use of blockchain to streamline real estate transactions is interesting, especially given the complexities and inefficiencies of traditional methods. The concept of tokenizing real estate and facilitating purchases with crypto could potentially open up the market to a wider audience. However, the regulatory environment surrounding crypto and real estate is still evolving, and widespread adoption will depend on navigating these legal and practical challenges. In the latest video from CryptoRover, he discusses the summer trap in Bitcoin cycles and his bullish Ethereum trade. He points out that historically, the last summer of a 4-year Bitcoin cycle tends to see significant gains, especially in altcoins, as seen in 2013, 2017, and 2021. He's been heavily accumulating Ethereum, anticipating a major breakout. He's using a grid trading bot on Binance to take advantage of the current consolidation phase. He believes Ethereum is forming a bull flag pattern, similar to the one before its previous breakout. He references BlackRock's accumulation of Ethereum ETF. He predicts Ethereum will reach $4,000, at which point he plans to take profits, having bought in around $1,500 to $1,700. He also predicts Bitcoin could reach $122,000. While CryptoRover's enthusiasm is infectious, relying solely on historical patterns can be risky. The crypto market is influenced by numerous factors, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Recent news suggests growing institutional interest in Ethereum, which could support price growth. However, regulatory uncertainties and macroeconomic conditions could also impact the market. Ethereum's transition to proof-of-stake has improved its energy efficiency, which might attract environmentally conscious investors. In the latest video from Lark Davis, he discusses the current state of the crypto market and its potential future. He argues against the bear market whispers, presenting a bullish outlook based on several factors. He points out that the business cycle hasn't peaked yet, indicating continued economic expansion, which historically correlates with stock market rallies. He also notes the strong credit cycle, expanding global M2 money supply, and positive Q1 2025 GDP growth as signs of a healthy economy. He predicts rate cuts later in the year, potentially starting in September. Lark also mentions the recent U.S. Treasury bond buyback and the revival of the IPO market as positive indicators. He contrasts this with a potential bearish scenario, highlighting the cyclical nature of Bitcoin and the possibility of a downturn in 2026. However, he leans towards a bullish outlook, suggesting a potential market peak in early 2026, possibly even later, correlating with the stock market, which he argues could have another 2.5 years of growth. Lark's optimism is infectious, but it's important to remember that markets are unpredictable. Recent news suggests that inflation remains a concern for central banks globally. While some indicators point towards economic resilience, there's also growing talk of a potential recession. But navigating this uncertainty requires careful consideration of various factors. In the latest video from Ben Cowan, he discusses Bitcoin's bull market support band, now at $94,000 to $96,000. He anticipates Bitcoin dominance to rise, especially if there's a Q3 downturn, making altcoins more vulnerable. Ben predicts Bitcoin strength until mid-June, possibly late June, noting a recurring pattern of highs followed by higher highs a month later. If Bitcoin doesn't surpass $114,000 by the end of June, a Q3 pullback is expected, possibly influenced by the Bank of Japan increasing rates in September. However, if this level is breached, the subsequent dip might be less severe. He suggests that the total market cap might not see a new cycle high this summer, similar to 2023, and that altcoins might not gain significantly against Bitcoin until late October or early November. Ben advises sticking with Bitcoin for now due to its resilience and the ongoing trend of altcoins losing value against it. He anticipates continued low volatility for Bitcoin over the next month, with a potential increase in August and September. I find Ben's analysis interesting, particularly his comparison to 2023's market behavior and the potential impact of the Bank of Japan's decisions. The current market sentiment seems to echo his point about altcoins bleeding into Bitcoin, which might fuel Bitcoin's short-term rise. The $114,000 mark for Bitcoin by the end of June will be an important level to observe. In the latest video from Coin Bureau, we get an update on Betensor, a crypto project focused on decentralized AI. Its token, Tau, has seen some price action recently, and the video explores its potential, including its recent upgrades like EVM, compatible smart contracts, and dynamic Tau, DTA. Coin Bureau discusses how Betensor's structure with subnets, miners, and validators resembles Virtual's protocol, which could lead to significant price increases for Tau. It also mentions Barry Silbert's comparison of UMA's potential role in Betensor's growth to Grayscale's role in Bitcoin's early days. A potential price target of $1,300 is mentioned for Tau, with the key driver being speculation around subnet tokens, especially given their lower market caps. However, the video also highlights challenges like lack of transparency, tokenomics, with insiders holding a significant chunk of the supply, and competition from other AI crypto projects. Despite these challenges, Betensor's ecosystem is growing, and the video suggests Tau could reach $5,000 in the future. While the idea of decentralized AI is intriguing and Betensor seems to have some serious backing, I'm still a bit wary. The lack of transparency and the large portion of Tau held by insiders are red flags. It reminds me of some other projects that have promised a lot but haven't delivered. Also, the comparison to Bitcoin feels forced. Bitcoin's success is based on its simplicity and security, while Betensor seems incredibly complex. I'd be more interested if the focus shifted more to the actual applications of the technology rather than just the price of Tau.